Hello and welcome to Syxsense. Today, I'll be providing you with a brief overview of our product. Right now, you're looking at the home screen of our SaaS-based console. This console provides a direct communication with your endpoints and your security and operations team so that you can know exactly what's going on in real time. As you can see here, we have an overview providing patch details, as well as vulnerability content so that you can see what's going on from a security perspective in your environment. If security isn't your focus, and you want to know more about software deployments or feature update versions, we can support that model too. But for now, we're looking at the security perspective. All you need to know about connecting to and organizing your assets and our product is that we are an agent-based tool. You aren't going to have to set up any complex servers or proxy networks with our tool, though those can be used and utilized if you need them. All that you need to do to use our platform is to add an agent to the devices that you want to manage. We support many different kinds of devices. So whether it's a Windows laptop or server, a Mac desktop, or a Linux device of some kind, we're going to be able to manage them through our agent. And now, if you have an Android or iOS device, you can use our mobile device management policy to assign permissions, applications, and even lock out devices using the Syxsense console. Once your devices have been added to Syxsense, they're going to show up in our central device table. Our table provides a list of all assets under management and whether they're online or offline, which you can see in green here. Almost everyone is. The one exception is that little yellow Mac iOS device at the bottom. From here, we can organize, deploy, and report on everything going on in our environment. On the left-hand sidebar, you can see that we've got several different ways to keep track of devices in the central library. We have sites organization, which represents physical assets, whether they're in the cloud or on-prem. We have Active Directories, which represents your AD integrations. So if you have a hybrid or on-prem Active Directory organization, you can connect to and communicate with AD and use that to organize your assets. And we even have our own dynamic queries and groups, which you can use to organize assets under specific contexts. Like, does this device have our AV software? Or is it severely out of date? Or does this device have a warranty? Is it still inside that warranty period? Whatever context you're looking for, you can build it using our platform. Our tool is a lot more than just about organization. If you'd like to manage your devices, you can do so simply by selecting an asset and then right-clicking on it. From there, you have several different controls available to you. Or, because our tool is all about scalability and managing loss of assets at the same time, we can build a patch policy from right here. To do that, I'm just going to hold down Shift, select several other devices, right-click on them, and then I'll tell my tool to perform a patch deployment on these devices. From here, I could always just deploy it right now and immediately patch everything. Or, if I want, I could set this up to run on a schedule so that these devices get patched every few days, weeks, or months. To do that, just select the repeat schedule, change it over to a maintenance window, and then choose or build a maintenance window that makes sense. In this case, I'm going to use my full deployment for end-user devices. This runs every single month on the third Friday of the month, except for during normal working hours. This blackout means that if any devices come online during that middle of the day period, they will defer their patching until the end of the day. Once I made that decision, I can hit the summary button again, and then finish this deployment, which will reoccur every single month. And just like that, I have a patch management policy that's going to deploy patch content against all of my production Windows servers. It only took 2 minutes, and we already have a maintenance schedule in place. If you would like to review the efficacy of that schedule, feel free to look at our security risk assessment. The Security Risk Assessment provides you with the high-level overview of your environmental health. This is what we would refer to as a time domain-based report. Instead of providing you a snapshot of what's going on right now, it provides you aggregate data over the course of months to allow you to know things like your overall risk, or your risk based off of desktops, laptops, or servers. This risk score is calculated as the average number of missing patches found in your environment. By the way, 1.6 is a fantastic number. We generally ask our customers to keep that number somewhere below 5. Below that, I can see my deployed patch list. I can see how many patches are getting pushed every 7, 30, 60, even 90 days against laptops, desktops, and servers. And then below that, the most important thing we offer is this timeline. It provides you with aggregate data showing how many devices you have on your management: March, April, May, June, and even July. And then below that, I can see the devices that have at least one missing patch found on them. Overlaid, I can see what the average number of missing patches per device is each and every month. This is critical because it's going to let you know what your baseline patch management is. You can see we've maintained strict compliance March through June, and then July, it slipped by about 50%. And if you want to diagnose why July doesn't look quite as compliant as March through June did, great, we can do that for you. Just head over to our detected patch report. This report is different than our time domain report we just looked at. Instead of providing you with aggregate data over the course of months, here we're looking at a snapshot that will tell you exactly what's happening right now in your environment. As you can see, we've got 6 Linux assets, all on the same network, all running the same OS, with around the same number of missing patches. I can see what those patches are called, who they're from, how important they are, and even when they're detected. Using all of that information, you can give perspective into what might be causing our non-compliance. From there, all you need to do is find the assets that are causing you issues, and then create a new patch deployment schedule that attacks those devices specifically. In truth, our tool is really about saving you time. There's a lot of valuable functionality available in our platform, and there's a lot of other tools that have great functionality too. But not all of them combine the elements of security, automation, patch management, application deployments, reporting. They don't put them all under the same roof, which is why we are one of the few products today that's classified as a unified security endpoint management tool. And we can save you time with your IT management process. We have a customer today who was able to take their monthly patch management process from 130 hours of work all the way down to just 7 hours of work using our platform. And if you're confused about how they did it, it's not just the processes we've shown you so far, but also through our automation platform, which we call Cortex. Moving over to my new tab here, you can see a new window. Right now, we're looking at a Cortex workflow. Cortex, our automation engine available in Syxsense, provides you the ability to create any form of automated task. In this case, we're looking at a task that scans for and fixes the Log4j vulnerability in a Windows Server environment. Specifically, we're looking at an Apache web hosting server. To start, what we will do is see if we can find any Log4j related issues. If we do find them, we will then send an alert to an administrator, letting them know that there's a problem and that we're addressing it. Then, we will politely ask Apache to turn off. Once we've turned off Apache, we will then update it and get the Log4j dependency to a version that no longer has that vulnerability. Once done, we will then verify that Log4j is secure in this environment. We'll turn Apache back on, and then we will check to make sure that the external-facing website that Apache on this server provides is accessible. And once we've done that, we'll send a resolution email letting your team know that this device is safe and secure. Generally speaking, it takes 36 days for a vulnerability to go from scanned to remediated in an enterprise environment. It also takes on average 7 days for a vulnerability to go from scanned to exploited by a threat actor in that same enterprise environment. What we've done here is created an automation that will scan and remediate a vulnerability in just 15 minutes, thereby drastically reducing the mean time to resolve and also the operational time that a bad actor would have to exploit the Log4j vulnerability in your endpoint. Most tools on the market stop right here. They'll tell you there's a vulnerability, and that's as far as they'll take it. Our tool tells you there's a problem, and then we fix it for you. No need to spend countless hours digging through environments to find issues. Just scan, deploy, fix. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed this brief look at Syxsense.